so here it is. It's very small, very compact, very lightweight. So it's not too bad. And yeah, you just open it up just like so. Super easy to open it up. And you have a power button on the side to power it on. Now, one of the cool things is the wire tripod at the bottom. So you do have a quarter thread for another tripod, but look at these wires. Ready? So the two come out here and open up. And then the one comes out here. Now, we've seen that before on the Flow where they have that, but I genuinely like this method better, except for the fact that when you close it, I did this and I tried to do it all like this with one hand. And when it came down to that part, it pinched in my hand and I was like, ow. So be wary of that when you do the one hand method. And I've used this where I can even adjust like a little bit if I need, like if it's a little bit off steady and I want it, you know, to be a little more flat, like that helps a little bit with those wires. So really cool design. I was not expecting that when this came out. I thought that's really cool. So got a little selfie stick to get a lot more height. If they're in a crowded area and you want to be able to see around, you can lift it up. If you want to get low to the ground shots without like being hunched over, you can get some low to the ground shots. It has a really nice hinge on here. So you can see the hinge. So you can bend this. So if you wanted to get like even like more of a side shot somewhere, you can do that. It gives you a lot of opportunities to be creative with it. But yeah, let's power this thing on. And you can see how quick this is going to be. I believe it starts in portrait mode. I'll show you how that control works, but that's the app right there. And go horizontal. Just in case you're like watching this and you're like on the fence, I've used the Ohm 6. I've used the Flow, and I have not used the Flow Pro. I am actually a fan of this. I think this is this is my favorite one that's out there. The only thing that it doesn't do, I'll say right off the bat, is do complete 360 spin, which I believe the Flow Pro does. So there's that angle. Let's go back the other way. So remember how that was. That is like, you're losing that much. If the pie chart was that, it's like that much. On the actual, like the controls on here. So you have the trigger on the back and you can use that for one to, so you can hit 1, 2, 3. All the buttons kind of do multi-purpose things. So 3 goes selfie mode or flip the other way. So if you're wanting to talk to the camera, you can do it like that. If you do, like, if you have it like all janky or something, you can hit it twice and it recenters it. 1, 2. Okay. And then if you hold it down, it does like a locking motion. So like if we put this on like a pan, so we can pan around or whatever. As soon as I hold and lock, watch what happens. See, it stays locked on. So without it, it's moving that way or that way, locked on. So that's really cool. You can get some really cool, like creative shots with that. If you know you're panning into something and you want to lock onto something, you could do that. So the other thing to look at on the side or on the actual unit here is there's a button right here, a little dial here, and it's for the light. Now this light, which here, 1, 2, 3. You can take this thing off and flip it around if you need to, because it's magnetic, and you can plug it and face it that way or that way. So we'll face it towards you. When I hold down the dial, that light turns on, and you can adjust the brightness up and down. This is the white light. If you double tap, it goes to more of like a tan light. Double tap that. It's a mix between the white and the tan. Cool. And then hold down to turn that off. Now, if you get a closer look at that, you can see there is a sensor there. So you see that sensor? So that is an auto tracker. I'm going to try to make this fun for you guys to see this. So let's lift this up. We're going to flip the tracker to face the other way so you can see how it works here. Okay. So with the tracker, there is a little, here, let me get, you can see there is a switch for it so that you can have it on or off. So if you didn't want to like accidentally turn it on with a hand gesture, sorry, let's focus here. You could turn that off. So we have it on right now. I'm gonna pop it on here. It automatically connects and turns on. It's not the tracking part. So the tracking part comes in when I do the OK sign. So if I go OK, watch this, it's tracking me. And it's quick, it's good. I like that a lot. There's some other really cool gestures. If you want to stop it, you hold your palm out. There's a red light on there that will indicate, so you can see that light, it turns green if it's tracking and it's red if it's not. Okay. So the other one is, so we'll go track again. Let's say, I like this view, but I want to be on this side. Like right now I'm center. I mean, it's hard to see really. If I just do the 2 L's like this, it'll pause that and I can move over here away from the microphone, unfortunately. And then I do this again and it starts tracking me, but it keeps me on this side of the frame. How cool is that? If I want to be like lower or higher up or something like that, you can reframe it. So let's do that. It blinks green when it's in the middle. And now that's awesome now. The other one is you can adjust the exposure. And there's a few, actually, it does come in the instructions here. It tells you like, you know, when you do like the different buttons, like if you press them twice or whatever. But here is the different gestures. So you have the OK sign for start, hand sign for stop. You can switch it between landscape and portrait with 2 thumbs. You can do shutter control on the app. And then you can customize your composition, which I just showed you. So yeah, you can see all the different things. It tells you what each button can do when you press twice or hold down or whatever. So watch portrait and landscape. I love this one. So I'm going to do 2 thumbs and it's fast. So now I'm in portrait mode and I can track me in portrait mode. And maybe I want to be a little bit higher up. I can go like that. And it's going to keep me framed nice. That is awesome. Like, how convenient is that? And the reason why that's important too is because you can use the native camera app, any app with a camera. So if you're using like any of your social media apps, just filming straight from there, you can track yourself with that. That's great because a lot of times you don't want to have to record through the third-party app, even though the Hohem app is actually really nice. But wait, there's more. So another really, really killer feature before we get to the app, this controller, which we haven't really looked at too much, but this controller right here comes out and it's a remote control. Like this is another really great feature about it. So top-down shot here, we have the remote control and you can do your panning and it's like quick. So you can see I'm hitting that. There we go. Put this down a little bit so you can see panning around, tilting up and down. You can switch between your different modes and it shows you on here the different modes. You have your pan, you have so that's pan follow. This one right here is pan tilt follow. Then you have your POV and then you have your lock. You can even do like your inceptions and stuff like that as well. You have your record button so you can start and stop recording and take photos depending on what mode you're in. And then you have, we'll get to that button in a second. Then you have these buttons right here, which zoom in or zoom out or roll, depending on what mode. So right now this is zoom in, zoom out. Only works on the app where you can zoom in and out. But if you double tap your joystick, you can see that that color changes here. And then you can use that to roll your gimbal. So if like you're trying to get a cool roll shot, you could do it that way. Is on the side, this basically works as like the trigger. So this button right here, you know, if I do the triple tap, so 1, 2, 3, it will do the selfie mode or, you know, flip around 1, 2, 3. If I double tap, it'll recenter itself. So if I'm, you know, off a little bit, double tap, recenters itself. And then if I hold it down, it does that lock thing. So if I go back to this shot here, hold it down, and it's now in that lock mode. Perfect. So with the zoom, right, we can zoom out. Oh no, and roll. Well, it's so dark, isn't it? Like, it's like a polarizer or something on there. Okay, so we double tap the joystick, and then now it's in zoom. So we'll zoom out. Ooh, that's cool. And then you can zoom in all the way. Oh, to the fire. Let's go to the fire behind me. Yeah. That's a good zoom. So that, let's look at that. We'll look at the app here because the app's pretty cool. And one of the things I love about it is you have, you can turn your gesture control on and off or whatever, but you can, through the app, track different people or things. So if I just draw a box around myself, this is really hard to do backwards, but okay, right there. See, now it's going to track me. This is through the app. So you could do that. I can put it on. Here's the thing. I love that because like if I'm trying to get a really creative shot, maybe like I'm somewhere and I can highlight someone and then walk by them and it keeps them in the center of the frame or wherever I put them on that frame. And it looks so much better than having to try to keep it on the joystick or even turning your phone. So it's that, or you can even like highlight a landmark or like a skyscraper or something. If you're doing a hyperlapse and you want to keep that like right there while you're moving, that's a great way to do that. So there's that. Yeah, you can track your pets, you can track objects, you can track people. All right, and then there's more gesture controls. You can turn beauty on and off. You have filters. You can change it up to 4K 60 depending on your phone. With time lapse, you can set your duration, your shutter, but also you can do certain kind of time lapses. So you can do a custom track, so where you can set, I don't know how many, 5 different points. So if like you wanted to start here and then you wanted to end up over there and up and zoomed in or whatever, you can set those points. You can just do a straight left to right or a right to left and customize it that way. With time warp, it's kind of like your hyperlapses, and you have slow motion and you have moment. And this is where you have a lot of really cool, so your inception shot, you can put that on here. So I'm going to put this on, hit start, and then you have to hit record. So if I hit record, it does that. I could be like, let's go like, you do this like through the building or something like that. Or through like the city skyline or something where it looks really cool as you're walking with it. It goes pretty far for an inception shot. That's not bad. And then you can preview it back. And then you can reshoot it or save it. So I'm going to hit that. So it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. I could go. Something like that. I don't know. Watch this. It like does this raindrop, like I'm controlling the raindrops. That's pretty cool. That was really impressive when I did that, and I was not expecting that was going to happen, and I was just like, this is sick. There's other ones too, like the dolly zooms, and there's a travel one. Let's have a look at the travel one. So I don't know what these are going to. Okay, so this one tells you that you have, you're going to do a 3-second shot, then a 4.2 second shot, then a 2.8 second. So you do a bunch of different clips, 4 different clips, and it's going to do something. So like just for fun, we'll go. Okay, then cool. You can retake it, or you can, and then you go to the next one, and you can be like, here's the next one. Let's see. I don't know. Do I have to hit the button? I hit the record button. Okay. Ooh, yeah, let's go. Come on, let's go. Okay. Next. And then we'll hit record. We'll go this way. See my back. Okay. And then we'll do one from this side. Okay. All right, I'm just making this up as I go, but obviously you do this as you're traveling. So this is what it looks like when it's all put together. All right. That's such a quick, what a quick, cool little travel thing. In seconds, right? I'll save that one. Within seconds, you can make videos like that. You know, share with your socials. Okay, I could just turn the music off. Why didn't I think about that? There's a few different ones. Fantastic rotation. There's a panoramic video. Motion, smart motion lapses, dolly zoom, and a smart dolly zoom, which smart dolly zoom is great because, you know, the dolly zoom thing where it's like the foreground zooms in and whatever. When you do a dolly zoom, sometimes it's really hard to like balance out how you're doing it, but with smart, they actually do it for you. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff with the app that you can do. There we have it. That's the hohem iSteady V3. We've looked at the V2 before in the past, and this is just leaps and bounds. And the fact that it works and it's really stable too. I was running with it and I was shocked at how good I was watching it because I was moving and I was like, that's not going to look good. And I was shocked. So very, very happy with it. So thanks for watching.
Now, right.